Guys, what's up, and welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got the quarterfinal match between Casper Ruud and Humbert. One second, let me fix something up real quick. Get the camera quality a little bit better. Okay, cool. All right, what's up, everybody? We got the Monte Carlo quarters. Winner of this one takes on Novak. They will be a big underdog, but you really never know. In tennis, you really never know. Djokovic just got through de Minaur, which wasn't easy, but he got through him. And it was a close couple of sets. And it's Djokovic's first time in the semifinals of Monte Carlo since 2015, which is crazy. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, what's up, everybody? The head-to-head is actually 3-1 for Humbert, but they've only played once since the year 2020. That was when Humbert was a top 30 player and Ruud was not himself quite yet, not at his best. The one match that they played was at Wimbledon on grass courts, which Humbert won in 2022, but Ruud is not. He's a top tier player, but he's not exactly top tier on. He's not top tier on grass. Humbert, grass might as well be his best surface, so I wouldn't put too much stake into that. They've played, except for their match at Wimbledon, every single match has gone to the deciding set. At Wimbledon, Ruud also took a set, so all four matches that they've played so far, at least both players have taken at least one set. And yeah, it should be an interesting one. Ruud won their only meeting on clay courts in Hamburg in 2020. So Ruud probably likes clay more than Hugo, but Hugo is pretty surface versatile, and we'll see how the match kind of pans out. Ruud is the favorite. I'm going to take Casper in 3 sets. I think we're going to have a close match, though. Two guys that I think are underrated in their kind of talent levels. I think we're going to see a lot of very great shot making and I think this is going to be a fantastic match. I really think it's going to be a fantastic match. Hey, what's up, Joe? Good to have you in here. What's up, Lexi, as well? Hello, fellow beauty queen Joe. Nice. I'm going for my homeboy Casper, but I know that Hugo is a very dangerous player. Casper needs to play at his utmost best to beat him. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hugo's going to come with some big shots. What we expect from Hugo, a lot of power coming towards Casper, and Casper doesn't always like that, so it could be tough. Casper can struggle against the big hitting guys like a Humbert. It's going to be a really, really interesting matchup. But once again, the clay will favor Ruud's style of play more than it will favor Hugo. Humbert, by the way, is number 14 in the world. He'll be number 13 in the world, a career high ranking. After this week, he's still there's a bit of a gap behind the top 12. The top 12 in the world is crazy. Okay, so the rankings have really kind of jumbled up recently. Fritz is no longer going to be the top American after this week. It's going to be Ben Shelton. Fritz is going to be 15th. Shelton's 14th. Humbert is right above both of them. And then it's Tsitsipas and Rune at 12 and 11. Then you got de Minaur, Ruud, Dimitrov, Hurkacz. So the rankings are jumbled up. That's what I thought was going to happen towards the start of this year. We'd see some movement. All right, Humbert serving first. Forehand of Humbert. The backhand of Ruud. That goes out already. Humbert fist bumping, trying to keep his energy up. I've got Casper in 3 sets. I think it's going to be a fantastic match. I hope for it. And then after Hurkacz, by the way, we've got Rublev and Zverev. Rublev is losing points quickly, not being able to defend his Monte Carlo title at all. Then obviously the big 4 guys of Medvedev, Alcaraz, Sinner, and Djokovic way ahead of everybody else. All 4 of those guys way ahead of everybody else. I mean, despite Medvedev not being able to really finish off in finals and win titles, he's still getting a lot of points and having a lot of good runs. Just not being able to capitalize on them, really. 30 left for Humbert here early. Lexi, what's up? What's up? Let me know predictions in the chat. What do you guys got? What are some of your predictions? Match getting underway. 4th quarterfinal. I wish I could have done another quarterfinal as well. That happened earlier, but I just wasn't able to fit it in. Happy to do this one. I know there were a couple of big ones earlier as well, like Sinner beating Rune. That was a good kind of revenge win from last year's semifinal. Forehand Humbert, the backhand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert, cross court forehand slice of Ruud, Backhand slice to Humbert. That's in the net. So 30-all. 30-all, 30-all. I watched the Runa Sinner match in full. No interruption. Hey, nice, Lexi. Yeah, I mean, it's so early for me. And I really just, after a late night yesterday and a lot of nights not getting a whole lot of sleep the last few days. That match started at 7. I only got to catch the very end of it. But I kind of want, I'm planning on actually rewatching the match in full if I can. At least most of it. But yeah, it seemed like it was a great match. Mostly in full, and that was an amazing match. One of the best I've seen of the year so far. Maybe the best of 3 set match I've seen of the year so far. Backhand cross court to the forehand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud, forehand of Humbert, the backhand of Ruud, backhand Humbert, back to the backhand slice of Ruud, forehand Humbert. That's big down the line. 2 successive shots there that kind of define both these guys' style of play. Very crafty, kind of great slice from Ruud, but then Humbert being able to kind of hit the power shot down the line. But like I said earlier, I mean, it's just like, is Ruud's game being so comfortable on clay gonna, help him out here, as opposed to Humbert? Humbert's gonna probably have a lot of high balls to deal with, so we'll see how that kind of goes as well. How Ruud is gonna be able to challenge Humbert in the rallies. That's a great deep return, forehand, cross court, forehand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert, backhand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud. That goes long. 1-0 for Hugo. What's up, Ghost? I had center for 2-0. Okay, yeah, I was center in 3. Ruud money line. Yeah, Ruud is the favorite. There's no doubt. He should be the favorite. Ruud should be the favorite. He's a lead on clay courts. And he's played well so far this year. Even on hard courts, he was playing well. Monte Carlo cheated room, but he still pulled out the second set. Yeah, I thought it was. I saw the. I think you're. I didn't get to catch all of the biggest moments, but I saw the violation call for the second, the time violation I get, but then he was called for kind of shushing the crowd or whatever. It wasn't even shushing. He was just going like this, kind of mocking them. I didn't understand why that was called for an unsportsmanlike. I'm not saying it was great, but that was weird. But I thought I heard something like maybe a bad line call or something. I need to rewatch the match and see the biggest moments because I didn't get to watch it. But that's what I'm hearing. Runa pulled it out anyway. I guess that's good because if he didn't pull out that second set at least, then people would be like, he should have won that set and at least pushed it 3 sets. So that's always good. But yeah. That was a dramatic match last year here, too. Sinner Runa is a good rivalry. Now it's tied up 2-2, so Sinner is definitely the favorite in their matches, but that could be an interesting match again next time they play. That's a good smash from Ruud. I'm thinking where it would be the most interesting for them to play. I guess it would have to be clay courts would be the most interesting place for them to play. I guess Sinner Runa, semifinal of Roland Garros, that would be quite good. Quarterfinal or semifinal Roland Garros, tied up at 2-2, or maybe Rome. Both of those would be quite interesting, I think. It's a good rivalry. Second serve here from Casper. Kick serve, the backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud again. The backhand of Humbert, that goes out. Ruud is playing much more consistent ball this year. He's not making as many silly errors. He's playing smart. And he's much more mentally solid, and that's been a big thing. It's been a big thing, especially the way he plays his game. It's very hard for him to be a top 10 player the way that he plays. I mean, nowadays people talk about a lot of it is power from the baseline. He does have that, but he has a lot more to offer as well. He needs so many little things to be working right for him to be able to play at the highest level the way that he plays, And now that he's more mentally locked in and playing smart, anticipating well, has some of the best anticipation on the tour. He's so good at running around the backhand that is a little bit weaker and hitting forehands. He can hit just about any kind of forehand from any position in the court. He can hit winner forehands inside in or inside out from the ad side. And I don't know, on clay in particular, he's just so good. His movement is so swift. It's underrated. He's got great crafty shots. He has one of the best lobs on tour, in my opinion. And I mean, so far this year's backhand is looking decent. He's playing pretty well. I mean, he's playing pretty well this year, and I think he's going to be a problem on clay courts. I guess he's already proven that. He should like his draw. Hugo Humbert is tough. Definitely a tough player, but I think he should like his draw here. But that being said, Humbert does technically lead the head-to-head 3-1. I'm not sure Ruud loves the matchup, but that being said, on clay, it's a little bit different. And Ruud did win their one meeting on clay in Hamburg in 2020 when he would have been the big underdog. Now he's the big favorite. That forehand goes long from Ruud, so it's 15 love for Humbert. Sweet pain. Yeah, well, Sinner got the win anyway in 3 there against Runa. First serve in the net from Hugo. Second serve. Forehand of Hugo, big to the forehand of Ruud. That's in the net. So 30 love for Humbert. Hey, what's up, Cedric? What's up, Joe, as well? Good to have you guys in here. Hello, hello. Has Hugo won a clay court title? I don't believe so. But he has an incredible finals record. Was it now 5-0, 6-0? He's trying to go for the record there. And that'd be amazing. How amazing would it be if he wins his next title as a Masters 1000? That's a big backhand from Humbert as a winner. So that's 40 love. Has he won a clay court title? I don't think so. I don't even think he's made a clay final. Clay is his worst surface, in my opinion. Let me see. Yeah, so he hasn't even made the final of a clay event. He's made the final of 1 grass tournament and 5 hardcourt tournaments. He's won 2 500 tournaments now as well, beating Bublik in Dubai. That's his last final that he reached, and also beating Rublev in Halle. That's a good serve and volley play from Humbert. But he's trying to make it work on clay courts, trying to play it like a fast hardcourt or a grass court. So, hello, big up, Anthony. I hope you have checked on David after that disastrous Liverpool loss. He's feeling he's slumped in a corner crying with a whiskey in hands. No, wait, that was me. Okay, I got to check up on David then. Damn. It's tough. Now the YouTube channels followed, tennis YouTube channels followed the Djoko match. I was surprised. Yeah, I wish I could have done that one, but it just didn't really work out that well for me. But yeah, I think Cam was doing it. Cam does like everything, but yeah, I wasn't able to do it, and apparently no one else could either. So, but we're gonna try to follow as many more of the big matches as we could. That one we couldn't do, but I'm definitely going to try to do as many as I can, and I know that we're going to be following a lot more big matches like always. I super like Hugo, can't deny that, but of course I'm going for Casper. Yeah, I'd love to see Casper. I'd love to see Casper win a clay Masters. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to actively be cheering for Casper, and I really, really like Humbert as well. I really do. For a long time, I've been saying that he has top 10 potential or top 15. I don't know if he's going to reach it, but he has it. So with his talent and his complete game and his weapons, I'm glad he's finally there. But what I will say is, in the general light, I would love to see. I'd love to see Casper win a clay Masters, because people always say he can only win 250s, and I just think, come on. At this point, we're still doing that. So anyway, it would be great for him to at least win a 500. What was the tournament, Acapulco? If you reached the final, I would love to see him win at least that to, avoid the allegations of that he's a 250 king. Be good. It's the first serve in the net from Casper. I like Humbert's energy, bubbly fella. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he seems like one of the nicest dudes on the tour. Well, Shelton, #1 player. Yeah, it feels weird. It's like when Isner stopped being the #1 American. Fritz has been the #1 American for a while. It almost kind of shocks me that he's not. So shout out to Fritz for holding it down for a while. But can someone win a slam, please? Can some American player win a slam, please? Please. At least reach the final of a slam. We have no merit. Fritz reached the top 5 for like 1 week. That's about as far as we've gotten for like elite American players. Winning Indian Wells was great. Part of why he got to the top 5, but it would be so good if just one of those American players could win a slam or push it to the next level. Really put Americans to the top of the conversation. That would be great. Fritz nearly did it, and he still could, but backhand cross court. That's a great angle from Humbert. Wow. Forehand, he tries for another angle, but that's a little bit too low percentage. But Humbert has low percentage written all over his game, and he makes it work, so. Unsportsmanlike, lol, what a joke. Yeah, I agree. But I was talking about the baseline call, yeah. I got to rewatch it. Novak with his tactical genius again, appearing like he's exhausted but survived. Yeah, I saw that. He was kneeling down at the end of the match, the second set. It really was looking dicey. Demonor should have done more with that and really made him play more, which I think he was trying to do, but it's easier said than done against Novak, I guess. And the thoughts on Runa Sinner match? I got to rewatch the clips. The umpire was, I don't like Runa, you know that, but that umpire, yikes. Just from the unsportsmanlike violation, I just feel like, I don't know. I'm ready for 2025 when it's automated line calls. We don't need to worry about that too much. So, but I'm sure I'd agree with everybody about the line call, most likely. Casper in 3, yeah, I got the same thing. Forgot to boo Cedric and Joe. Djokovic with straight sets over Demon. I can't say I'm surprised. Yeah, exactly. And Demon on a clay court is not his best version. But shout out to him for making the quarters here. Backhand into the backhand of Casper. Backhand of Casper into the forehand of Humbert. Oh, that's a wicked forehand from Casper on a big point too. 40-30. That's a big forehand. Too good. Too good. Goes for the winner there. Incredible shot under some pressure. That was a good rally, too. A lot of shots right near the line, and Ruud just finishing it off right next to the line also. I think Steph has a big chance against Sinner. Interesting. Steph, I don't think has liked playing Sinner. I know he beat him in Australia. What was it, last year? I can't believe that match was last year. Yeah, Steph versus Sinner last year in Australia. I don't know. I expect Sinner to win, but also Steph in Monte Carlo is a little bit different, almost like Fritz in Indian Wells. Tsitsipas in Monte Carlo, Fritz in Indian Wells, they just tend to play a little bit different. I'm trying to think of another example of that as well, but so we'll see. I mean, what is their head-to-head now? I know they played in Rotterdam last year, and Sinner got the win. 5-3 for Tsitsipas. Sinner's won their last 2 meetings. Oh yeah, right. ATP finals last year. I forgot that they played. Tsitsipas I don't think was fully healthy, but they also played in Rotterdam. Yep. Interesting. Yeah, I remember Tsitsipas smoking Sinner in the Australian Open 2022. That was one of the most important matches of Sinner's career. Fired his whole team, said, "You know what? This isn't working. I want better things out of myself." So, yeah, it's interesting. They haven't played on clay very much, have they? It's since their first 3 meetings. All of their first 3 meetings, and 4 of their first 5 were on clay, but their last 4 were on hard courts. Sorry, their last 3 were on hard courts. They played in Rome in 2022. Tsitsipas won in straight sets. Sinner won in Rome in 2020, surprisingly. I don't remember that, to be honest. It's kind of leaving my memory, but yeah, it could be interesting. I mean, Tsitsipas on clay, he's probably more comfortable on clay than Sinner at this point. It would be hard to argue against that, especially on these courts. Backhand of Ruud, forehand of Humbert to the backhand slice of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert goes big, but he goes wide, 15-all. And Tsitsipas playing well this week. I mean, to beat Echeverry, whatever, 6-0, 6-1, and to beat Achnov comfortably. We'll see. We'll see if I think that could be a very good match. I'll definitely be watching. My favorite matches of this tournament have Ruud in it versus Grigor and Sinner. Imagine that. Yeah, I feel that though. I think those. It seems like the Sinner match was that good, and the one versus Grigor was incredible. To be honest, I really enjoyed that one. Forehand to the forehand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert to the backhand of Ruud, forehand of Humbert, the backhand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert. That's a very wild backhand, and it goes out. So we're at 15-30. It's a wild backhand. Would we say clay is Ruud's best surface because of the French Open performances? Well, it's just his best surface, I think. I mean, it's where he's won most of his titles. It's just his best win rate. His game is obviously just makes a lot of sense that it would work on clay with having a lot of time with his backhand and especially running around to hit the forehand, which is very high RPM. It bounces up well on the clay. He moves so swiftly on the clay, very kind of crafty shots, a lot of variety of serve. Doesn't have the fact that serve isn't that big it's not as big of a problem on clay. He practices a lot on clay. I mean, it's just clay is his best surface. I mean, it's not really, not to say that hard court isn't a great surface for him too, or that it can't be, but clay is Ruud's best surface. Yeah. All right, 2 break points here for Casper. 2 break points here for Casper. Some chances because some wild Humbert errors. Ruud is going to be the more consistent. We didn't have that in doubt, but will Ruud have enough to hurt Humbert? So far, yeah, I would say so. Backhand, that's a good high ball. Forehand of Ruud. Inside, that's a great shot attacking. He's on the offense. Forehand. Inside, that's too good from Casper Ruud. Some Ruud forehands. Attacking, bullying the court. Bullying Humbert on the court. He's at 3-2. He's up a break early. There you go. You know, I will support Stefanos over Sinner. Let the better man win. Absolutely. Hugo reaches the final, he'll win it unless the streak gets broken. Yeah, Humbert will never lose a final in his life. I mean, I stick by it. Hugo Humbert, if there are some things you know for sure, Hugo Humbert will never lose a final in his life is definitely one of those things. A Holger Rune match will come with some drama of some kind. You know that for sure. A Zverev match will last like 3 hours for no reason. You know that. Hugo Humbert, if he's in the final, he's going to win the final. Doesn't matter if he's playing peak Djokovic at Wimbledon. He's going to win the final. We know that for sure. Shelton still has work to do to measure up to Carlitos and Sinner. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, he's a big talent. But, yeah, he's not. Right now, he's not close to those guys. My understanding is Monte Carlo gets a lot of French and Italian fans because of the proximity. I've heard similar things as well. Yeah. Gets a lot of different fans. Sorry, Anthony, for losing Novak. You'll bounce back. I was just happy to reach the quarterfinals. I'm not as good on clay. You know? That's why Anthony couldn't do the stream today. Yeah, I was playing. Exactly, Joe. I was in the middle of playing Novak. Honestly, Monte Carlo looks beautiful, but the price tag for a visit is a tad intimidating. Oh, absolutely. After me and Martina Trapson get married, access to her bank account is all good. Goes to ridiculous. Yeah, visit Monte Carlo would be great. But I mean, listen, all these tennis players are rich AF. That's why they're all living there. They can afford it. I'm surprised you guys streamed just one match. I was at Cam since the center room and Novak Demi. I missed my Stefano as well. Yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate day. I think I wasn't able to stream any of the earlier ones. I would have if I could have, and I don't think anybody else was, and nobody else was able to either. But we'll be back for all of the biggest matches, hopefully, for the rest of the event. Stefanos versus Diego, my top favorite match of MC. Yes, Lexi, absolutely. Tsitsipas up, what was it, 6-2, 5-2, and then Schwartzman wins like, 9 games in a row, goes up a double break 4-0 in the third, and then Tsitsipas wins 6 straight games, wins 6-4. Shot of the year, Tsitsipas diving on the clay, covered in clay. That was one of my favorite matches of all time, I'll be honest. Serve Ruud is a let. I enjoyed that one. How tall is Ruud? It's a good question. He's like 6'1", maybe? Something like that. I think it's very like average height for a tennis player. 6'0". Love 30. I remember that he was a similar height to Roger, and Roger is 6'1". Love 30. Ruud's got to be careful here. Half a chance for Hugo. He's got to be making these serves in. It's a good serve down the tee. That hits the tape, goes over. Forehand to Ruud. That's put away nicely. It's put away nicely. He was playing around last year, Casper. He was playing around last year. He didn't have that killer thing about him. He would be hitting it right back to the opponent or making weird shot decisions. It was just not, he was not mentally locked in. Right from his very first match this year, he's looked mentally locked in. Borna Coric against Borna Coric at United Cup. I remember watching that one's first match I commentated this year for QualityShot. Casper looked great right away. And I was like, okay, I think Casper might be here to play this year. And he has been so far. And clay is his best surface, so I'm hoping for big things for Casper on clay courts. Quarterfinal of Monte Carlo is already good. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't at least make semis here with the opportunity that he has. At least give himself a chance against Novak. That'll be a big match in the career of Casper Ruud, by the way, tomorrow if we get it. His match against Djokovic. Even if he doesn't win it, to at least compete well, try to make it close, try new things, really go for it. If he can at least take a set and just make it close, then that would already be, I think at least it will give Ruud some confidence and be a building block for something greater. But you never know. I do think Ruud is a lead on clay courts. Djokovic will be the favorite, though, for sure. Just Djokovic is Djokovic. Forehand of Ruud, and also Ruud can struggle against Novak in particular and some other of the top guys. Forehand, that goes out. 4-2. But Ruud is trying to make a rematch of that Roland Garros final last year. I got to say, I'm a Fils guy, and I was disappointed by the Musetti loss. As far as French players go, I would have had him over Humbert. No disrespect to Hugo, but Fils already has a clay title. Lyon. Yeah, I think Fils has the higher potential on clay courts. He's also won the French Open as a junior, which is a great sign. Yeah, Fils has the better potential on clay courts for sure. I think better potential all around. But I also think Fils has one of the highest ceilings on the whole tour. Phenomenal athlete. He seems like he has a great mentality, in my opinion, on his shoulders. He fights well. Ruud's still fighting for the ball as Humbert hits a winner volley. Humbert trying to pump himself up, which I like to see, but still down on the scoreboard, 4-2. But yeah, I think Fils is I think he's one of the best shot makers around too, but I think he's got a lot of potential. I think his potential is, I'm just going to say it, I think his potential is top 5. Whether he gets there, I don't know. But I'm just saying that's what I see his potential to be. Because, man, when he's at his best and his shots are going in, I mean, he needs to figure out the shot selection and, not just playing one color and just always going for winners. But when he's at his best, his peak is incredible. The shots he can just hit casually from the back of the court are amazing. So whether he gets there, we'll see. But I agree. I think he's the French guy to watch. But I also think the depth of the French players is really, really encouraging. I really think so. Not just Hugo, but Van Asch and Fils and who else? I mean, there's a lot of guys. Well, there's a lot of other guys like Monte and Benoit Paire, but there's also Arthur Cazaux, who I've had my eye on for a bit, if he can stay healthy. I'm forgetting a few as well, but that's a forehand, the net from Humbert. Too many unforced errors, and we're at 15-30. Too many unforced errors. Ruud is playing really well too, but how tall is Ruud? Yes, 6'0". 6'0". 6 feet. I don't know why I said it that way. Hey, what's up, Zeraphine? Good to have you in here. I think Casper is 6. Yeah, 6 foot. Anthony, money is no barrier. What are your top 3 tournaments experience anywhere in the world? That's a great question, Ghost. I got to think about it, honestly. I'll try to think of an answer. Hits the tape, goes over. That's a forehand put away. Top 3 tournaments to experience. Wimbledon. Wimbledon is up there. Trying to think of others. Wimbledon and Roland Garros are definitely 2. And then I just have to think about my third one. Wimbledon, Roland Garros. I'll think about it. I'll think about what my third one would be there. Actually, I don't have to. Rome. Wimbledon, Roland Garros, and Rome. Those would be my top 3 for sure. Wimbledon, Roland Garros, and Rome. Rome's just the architecture, just all around, and just I don't know. It's just one of the most historic tournaments, and being there in Italy, it seems amazing. So I would say Wimbledon, Roland Garros, and Rome. Oh, wow. That's a hell of a backhand from Humbert down the line. It's said that it's caught in. So I think maybe it has. Yahoo! Fritz Runa just lost their doubles matches very mellow. I saw that. That's 3 guys. Fritz isn't top 10 at the moment, but that's like 3 top 10 guys playing doubles against each other. Fritz has kind of dropped out of it. I don't know how is Taylor Fritz number 15 in the world? He won, what was it, Delray Beach? He won Atlanta. I'm kind of surprised he's that low. Wasn't it like US Open quarterfinals? But I guess all the guys ahead of him have been performing very, very well. Like the guys ahead of him, Ben Shelton, Shanghai, and US Open semifinals, one in Tokyo, and then also Hugo Humbert. So I guess it's just the fact that the guys ahead of him have gotten so many points. But I'd say right now it's a pretty strong top 15 in the world. Hugo Humbert gets the hold, by the way. But I said at the end of last year, I think we're going to see some movement. I think we're going to see some movement in the rankings of the people at the of the people at the bottom of the rankings, because now guess who's out of the top 10? Like now you have you've got, let me see. I'm going to live rankings. It's crazy. Ruud dropped like what, five ranking spots? That's actually crazy to me. But sorry, 4 ranking spots, but still. It could be even more if Tsitsipas wins his next round. According to this, Tsitsipas and Rune are exactly even in rankings points, which that is really unlikely. 3,395 points. Unlikely. Tsitsipas is not the favorite to beat Sinner, but if Tsitsipas beats Sinner, then he would be back in the top 10. If Tsitsipas beats Sinner, we'll have 2 one-handed backhand players in the top 10 once more. So that would be pretty interesting. Unlikely, but interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of movement right now. Like Runa is not in the top 10, Tsitsipas is not in the top 10, Taylor Fritz is not in the top 10. All of those guys are out. Tiafoe is well outside the top 10 now. He was top 10 last year. Hachinov is at like number 17 now. He was top 10 for I think 1 week last year. But no, now you have Demonor, you've got Casper Ruud, who's still doing well, which I'm happy to see. You've got Grigor Dimitrov, you've got Hurkacz at number 7 and 8. Like Dimitrov and Hurkacz at 7 and 8. Those 2 guys have taken over the spots where Runa and Tsitsipas had been. And Demonor is taking over the spot number 10 where Fritz used to be. So there's a lot of movement going on, and I won't be surprised if Rublev drops out of the top 10 as well. And who will take his spot could be anyone of Shelton or Humbert, Tsitsipas, Runa. It's a really interesting moment in men's tennis as everything kind of shakes up and shakes into place. And with Sinner and Alcaraz at the top as well, and with Djokovic. If only we could have Rafa really adding to it all as well. But the next kind of 12 months of tennis are going to be incredible, especially with the Olympics. I think are going to really capitalize what's going to be an amazing kind of moment in our sport. But the next 12 months are going to be one of the best, whether people realize while it's happening or not, because it's happening right now. But it's going to be one of the best moments, I think, in our sport, potentially, as kind of the new era kind of comes in. And see where guys like Dimitrov are right now, and if Dimitrov can win another big title and stuff like that. Medvedev, can he win another major? It's going to be really interesting. Or a guy like Casper Ruud, who's at 30-15 here at 4-3. Serve Ruud. That goes wide. So second serve. Serve here, Ruud. Kick serve, backhand Humbert, the forehand of Ruud. Backhand of Humbert. Forehand to Ruud. It's too good. That forehand is sitting really nicely from Casper. Forehand sitting really well from Casper. Feast won the French Open Juniors. I didn't know that. Yeah, I beat Luca Van Asch in the final as well. Bruno's right to contest that for code violation. Yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. Guys, what was the code? Runa got Lexi. He was going like this to the crowd after the crowd was booing after he got a time violation and was complaining about it, I think. And it was just like, players do that all the time. Crazy to get a code for that. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's not like he was really like, I get like, it's not like he was really ramping out the crowd or anything. I mean, he just did this and then he was like, time code violation. It's like, what world are we living in? That's not a code. What world are we living in? I was like, wow. So I agree with him on that. I'm not saying everything he was doing was great, but that was insane. Serve from Humbert here at 3-5. Backhand of Ruud. The forehand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. The forehand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert. That's in the net. Love 15. Let's see if Ruud can kind of cross the finish line here. Way too many errors in the set. Unsportsmanlike conduct. He was gestured appearing to shut the crowd up. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Joe? Rinder Kanesh is good? Hell yeah. Saved 9 match points against Carreno Busta in one of the craziest matches I've maybe ever seen. Plus, he got time violation. Yep. I don't understand why he was given that Novak gesture to the crowd, too. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense to me, Lexi. People do that all the time. And Novak, yeah, with the orchestra and stuff, like, that should absolutely be a violation if that was for Runa. There's no consistency. That's in the net off a volley. Humbert is still trying to pump himself up. That's what I like to see. I like to see that. I like to see that fire. Humbert still... Casper's got the momentum, but Humbert is still trying hard. That was a great flick there. Got right under the ball, carved it. It was nearly a double bounce. Got some great pace on it. Stayed low over the net. Fun to watch two great high-level players and two big talents going up against each other. We're going to see some great points yet to come. I still think Humbert is going to have something to say in this match, even if I do think Casper is going to win in the end. You never know, though. That's a forehand in the net. Just too many shots off kilter from Humbert. Especially off that forehand. Too many missed shots. Unforced errors. Exactly like seeing Djokovic made Musetti wait to serve. Yeah. And I don't like Runa, but I know he has the right to complain about that. Yeah, exactly. We're having a shitty Friday. Yeah. That's true. Runa put a lot of effort into this tournament. But it was a good match today. I still need to watch it in full, but 15-40, backhand to the net. Too many errors from Hugo. Way too many errors from Hugo. Fritz won Del Rey. He's had some success this year. Yeah. Rublev is dropping down for sure. He lost like 900 points or something. Yeah, because he won the title and then he lost first round to Poprin or whatever. So he's going to drop way down. He's not the consistent kind of player that we used to know at this moment. Everybody kind of has letdowns, but it's been a big one since Dubai, that incident. All right, that's in the net from Hugo and Humbert. Casper Ruud takes the first set 6-3. Stick around for the second set. By the way, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Like always, Quality Shot Tennis. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll have more streams for a lot of matches coming up. They won the set, and I was glad for him. I cheered on all the good points those two made. I really enjoyed that match. Yeah, hell yeah, Alexei. Yeah. I'm gonna try to rewatch it in full. I don't do that often with matches, but I think I'm gonna rewatch it in full and try to like analyze it probably for a video. So I'll probably do that because I would enjoy doing that, especially knowing knowing the result ahead of time, you know. But yeah, less anxiety. I really like Rublev, but he needs to take some time off to get his head screwed on right, I think. Unfortunately, I agree. He needs to get something figured out because it's kind of clear watching him that something is really off and worrying him. Taylor's still playing. I don't hear much about him. Yeah, his results just haven't really been speaking for him recently. Like let me give it's kind of worrying actually. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, let me give you Fritz's recent results. He started the year off well, which is what's annoying. Musetti, okay, so Musetti is like, if you're going to lose to an unseeded player, lose to Lorenzo Musetti at Monte Carlo. That's a pass. It's like, it's not, it would be great if Fritz could have won that match, and 6-4, 6-4 isn't great, but it's not like he lost to a no one or whatever. Like, Musetti is good at Monte Carlo, beat Djokovic last year, pushed Djokovic pretty well this year, or at least decently. 6-4, 6-4. You lost to Sabath Wielch in Miami. Also, Wielch was playing well, but that's not a match you should be losing, especially in straight sets like that. Lost to Runa and Indian Wells having match points. Could explain partly some of his other losses, because that must be a tough loss to take. Lost to Matteo Arnaldi in, where's this, Acapulco, I think. And it was in Acapulco. And then, yeah, that's everything that's happened since he had 2 great tournaments to start the year in Australian Open and at Delray Beach. Those were 2 great tournaments. Since then, Arnaldi, Runa with up match points, Sabath Wielch, and also Musetti in straight sets. So I don't know what's going on with Taylor. I don't know if I expect him to find it on clay courts, but I really hope that on grass courts. I'm not even waiting for North America. I'd actually like for him on grass courts to get some good results. That would be my hope, but we'll see what happens. I know some things aren't ideal in this game for grass, but there are other things I do like a lot in his game for grass courts. So, and he's won a couple of titles on grass. I would love to see him figure it out there, at least. Backhand down the line, backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud. The forehand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert down the line, that goes wide, 30 love. 30 love. Casper Ruud is 22 points away from a golden set. Doubt we're going to see that. What is a bigger tease right now? Nick Kyrgios or Rafa? Yeah, I don't know. I really hope Rafa returns for Barcelona. But yeah, Kyrgios, it feels like he's kind of an inactive player at the moment. I'm not going to lie. That's just the feeling at the moment. Ruud is wicked with those forehands right now. If Ruud is hitting the forehand this well against Djokovic, it could be a really interesting match. I'll just say that. It could be a really interesting match. By the way, Ruud has hit all of his +1 shots after the serve have been forehands. That's amazing. That is amazing. Very similar stat that we saw when Dimitrov beat Alcaraz in incredible fashion in Miami. It was around this point in the match that they also showed that Dimitrov had hit all of his +1 shots as forehands. That's a really good stat for Casper. Listen, he's got to be the GOAT of running around backhands. People, you can have your GOAT argument all you want, but I think Casper is the GOAT of not hitting backhands. It's like, my backhand sucks. My backhand is garbage. Let me run around it. And it doesn't matter. If he can hit only forehands, you don't have to even have a decent backhand. If you can hit only forehands, you don't even have to have a backhand. Ruud is very good at doing that. Oh, Ruud's so quick. No way. That is outrageous from Casper. I said we're going to see some good shot making. That's one of the better shots the tournament I've seen so far. Incredible on the dead run with the forehand. He's underrated in speed. I said that earlier, I think. Great defense on the back end. Humbert, too much pace on the volley. Just didn't really chop it off for a winner. He kind of just like pushed it and gave Ruud the room to really, really chase it down. The volley landed too deep, and with too much, oomph going through the court. It was still fair, like a couple feet off the ground when Ruud got to it. But that being said, that was an incredibly good forehand from Ruud. And that's another thing I like about Casper is almost anybody would have hit it down the line from that position. Casper goes cross court. Casper's underrated in his talent levels. He's very creative on the court. Reminds me of Andy Murray back in the day. Not to the same level, but people always, people say Ruud is boring. People used to say Murray is boring. To me, I don't understand that for either player personally. Because I think both of them, if you watch them play and really focus on how they're playing, I think that both of them just casually hit shots that nobody else would hit, like that one, or when Ruud slices and dices, or anticipates well and goes a different way than his opponent is expecting. It's like a chess game for them, and to me, it's fun to watch. And the only way they can play to this high of a level is their talent levels, which is quite high to be able to hit so many skillful shots that they do. Even if it's not super flashy, it's very effective and it's very interesting to watch. a lot of unexpected shots and shot making. If I saw Rafa, I'd faint for sure. I feel that with Roger for me. Who is Melo? Melo is the only guy who's not a top 10 player. He's one of the best players in doubles for the last few years. When I went to the Atlanta Open in July, Marcelo Melo was sitting by himself at a table there at the bar or restaurant there for like 2 hours straight, and I exchanged an awkward eye contact with him like 10 different times. Usually you want to just like not look at, even whether it's a player or not, just not look at a person. Fortunately, it happened like 10 times. It was unfortunate, but yeah, anyway. But yeah, I think he was like number 1 in doubles or something. But yeah, Melo's a great doubles player. All the other guys like top 10 singles. Wimbledon's a good shout. Anthony, I have a very romantic notion of court 18 for some reason. You know, the one with a high sort of wall on one side. Yeah, hell yeah. I'd love to see all of that goes. Who did Hugo beat to reach the stage? That's a good question. I'll feed you the players that I'll feed you the players that both these guys beat to get to this point. And we'll see how Humbert can respond this second set. He's at 40-15 here. Serve, the forehand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert. That goes long, so 40-30. Humbert beat Federico Coria, who is actually the brother of Guillermo Coria, who was a very good clay courter about 20 years ago. Was one set away from winning the French Open in 2004, the year before Rafa started dominating at Roland Garros. Lost to Gaston Gaudio. Humbert also beat Zhang. He beat Sonego. And yeah, all three guys unseeded, and a very, very good draw for Humbert so far. That's why Casper is the big favorite. Humbert, not as solid on clay. But that being said, he's in great form. So it wasn't going to be easy. But Ruud is just so good at, he has so much time with that wicked topspin forehand, and he's just dictating the whole court. And his movement is just a marvel to watch. The way he moves across the court, it's so it looks so easy. His footwork across the ground, and like he's barely hitting backhands. It feels like 95% of his shots in the match so far have been forehands. He's moving so swiftly. Backhand of Ruud, the backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud again. Cross court to the backhand of Humbert, goes cross court. Humbert is a lefty. It's a backhand on the deuce side. Backhand defending, that's too good. Ruud is playing amazing. So much great depth and width of shot off that forehand. It's kind of incredible. I've been saying Ruud is elite on clay. Ruud is an elite player on clay. Put nearly anybody in the world next to him, I think he's elite on clay. Not anybody, but he's tough. He's a tough player. And I'm not saying he has trouble beating the top guys. It doesn't mean that he can't make it close, especially on a clay court, or make it a difficult match. He's still rather new to this kind of top echelon of the game. So it's going to be really interesting this year on the clay. That goes out from Humbert, another error. So it's 2-0 for Casper, who gets the break. Casper versus Novak is going to be great tomorrow. It really is. Sonego, thank you. Must be noisy because of Sonego's grunting. Yeah, Sonego's grunt is kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie. Some grunts I feel like can be a little bit much, but I saw a video earlier in the tournament where Sonego, can't remember who he was playing. Oh, it's FAA. FAA grunting really loud as well. And the highlights for that were crazy. Both guys grunting like crazy. And Sonego, I can't remember exactly what happened. He thought he won the match, and then he had to play the match point again. And then when he won the match point, everybody in the crowd on the side just stood up. It didn't look real. I still don't really understand why everybody in the crowd was rooting for Sonego. I guess there were no no Canadian fans, just Italian fans, but it was wild. Say both Wheel, Chinjari, and Miami was a hot tick. I will be in the stands for that one. Yeah, the crowd atmosphere looked crazy. Anthony, I thought I heard you say popcorn. Yeah. Lexi was noisy from crowd competition between Italians and French. Yeah, some crowds are definitely crazier than others. That's a good question, Ghost. I'll get to that. That is a good question. All serve here from Casper. Backhand of Ruud. The forehand of Casper goes up, and that goes long. So 15-30. Humbert with another fist bump. Let's see if Hugo can make a push here. Being down 6-3 and 3-0 and being on serve at 2-1 are very different. So let's see what all can happen here. Serve from Casper. Down the tee, backhand of Humbert into the forehand of Ruud. Backhand of Humbert. That goes long again. I mean, so many silly errors from Humbert. I mean, I'm going to look at the stats here. And I mean, no offense to Hugo, but I'm almost expecting it's going to be like 11 winners and 25 or 30 unforced errors. Don't know exactly what it is, but 10 winners, 10 unforced errors. I mean, they're being very lenient on the unforced error tally because it's got to be more than that. But yeah, a lot of unforced errors from Humbert. For Ruud, it's fantastic. Like, that's got to be an incredible number. It was there. I think it's at 14 winners, 5 errors. That's another one there, though. Break point for Hugo coming. Break point for Hugo coming. I thought Nick K retired already. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Rafa pulled out again. No, was that just announced? I didn't even see that. Forehand of Humbert. It's a break point here. Forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. The backhand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud again. Going back into forehand. Forehand of Ruud. That's in the net. Humbert gets the break back. Let's see if that's a big moment in the in how this match goes. Humbert doing a little bit better in the volleys. Sorry, in the rallies. Casper. Break back. Lexi, are you serious? Yeah, I didn't even see that. Let me look at Twitter now. I'm going to look at Twitter. I'm going to look at X or whatever. That would be unfortunate. It's getting more and more worrisome that, I hate to say it, if that is true that he's out of Barcelona, it's getting more and more worrisome that we're not going to see him. We might not see him play again, Rafa. Looking at Nadal. Nadal tweets. I'm not saying anything, though. I'm not saying anything about it, though. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about it, Lexi. I don't know that that's a real. I think you might have saw something that isn't real. Everything that I'm seeing says that Rafa's trying his best to still play. So, has Melo dropped the restraining order against you yet, Anthony? Yeah, I hope so. It was a little bit weird. Oh, I must have misunderstood. Okay, cool. Yeah, there is no Rafa dropping out of Barcelona, which is good. So, Casper, yeah, what's up, Maynor? What's up? We're having a lot of trouble with Ruud's first serve. Yeah, which is kind of strange, right? It's kind of like the FAA thing. Like, he's kind of missing. He's not doing really well in the return when it's not coming. The serve isn't even coming at him with that much pace. He's just missing a lot of shots, or he's not doing a whole lot with it. Please, tennis god, make Ruud play like this against Novak. Absolutely. He's hitting that forehand insane. But it is a break back here, so let's see how Humbert does here. Serve, the backhand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert, the backhand of Ruud. That goes out. So the error is starting to creep into Casper's game. Keep an eye on that. Apparently, Ruud has not missed a first serve return. Is that Ruud great returning, or Humbert not serving smartly? I would chalk it up to Ruud is returning fantastic so far in the match. It's obviously going to be a little bit of both, but I would say more so Ruud returning great. He's been so just light on his feet today. Even that, I mean, that was a serve way out wide. Ruud got to it. Forehand cross court. That goes out though. So Ruud was playing absolutely his best tennis for the first part of this match. Now it feels like there's a bit more momentum shifting towards the side of Humbert, getting away from Ruud and shifting more towards the side of Humbert. Let's see if that kind of keeps up. You're so stupid, Lexi. Great. What's up, Maynor? It's okay, Lexi. Ruud just picking on the Humbert backhand. Yeah, absolutely. That has been the big thing. Just hitting the big wicked topspin forehands to that Humbert backhand and just being able to place his balls in the court so well. I agree. It's really been mostly that simple. And Humbert hitting a lot of unfortunate errors from his side. Come on, Casper, Dios Mios, Hugo. Forehand Ruud. The backhand of Humbert. Cross court. Ah, that's a great winner. Casper claps too. Casper joins into the applause. We're at 2-2. How many tournaments do you think Nadal has left in him, Anthony? I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't want to jinx him. I really don't want to jinx him, Sean. I just hope he plays another. I started getting more worried that the last we've seen him was in Brisbane, but I hope Barcelona is the case. He was saying like he's gonna try his absolute best to play Barcy. I'm also one of the few that won't be that shocked if he plays tournaments outside of Roland Garros and Olympics. Like I would almost be surprised if he doesn't want to play Wimbledon. Like I understand that he'll put his cards into like trying to win the Olympics and Roland Garros and getting as much practice on clay as possible. And, you know, I guess that will come with kind of protecting his body, but you know, we'll see what happens. I would think that he wants to play as many goodbyes as possible at all of the great events where he's had so many memories, like winning Wimbledon 2010 in an incredible season, like beating Roger, and winning the tournament that he said he wanted to win the most, which was Wimbledon in 2008, and that maybe the greatest match of all time. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't have a number, but I hope it's at least 2 or 3. I don't want to. I don't need him to play that. Like I just want him to play some. If he can play Barcelona, I expect him to play Roland Garros. I'd expect him to play Madrid and Rome, or at least one or the other. Probably Madrid and then skip on Rome. I'd be happy with just one more tournament at this point. I totally agree. Completely agree. Love 30 here for Humbert. The dynamic has completely switched here. Serve here from Casper. Serve. That's a double fault. The serve has fallen away from Ruud here. And it's love 40 now. Love 40. Triple break point for Humbert. Serve from Ruud. First serve is out. Serve has evaded Casper. Second serve. It's 2 double faults. 2 consecutive double faults. Ruud just throws away the game. Ruud playing some of the best tennis you'll see him play for the first set of this match, up to 2-0 serving. And then Humbert breaks back, and he breaks yet again at love. So it's 3-2 for Humbert. Dynamics have switched. And Humbert is trying to go 4-1 in the head-to-head, by the way. Let's see if he can do that, but Humbert is up. All right, I'll be right back in a moment, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're at love 15 here for Ruud. Let's see if Ruud can get some footing back in this match. Fils Italian? No, Fils is French, yes. Humbert if Casper hits his forehand. Which is a great strategy if he can do that more. Absolutely, because the more kind of I don't know. Absolutely, like if like Ruud is the one fully dictating with the spin, like the spin on the ball. He's the one hitting these kind of crazy topspin forehands all over the court. So yeah, Humbert needs to adjust, but he's got so much talent. He can play in so many different ways that yeah, if he could do that, that's great, and that's really worked so far. Ruud, he's been saying he's trying to be more aggressive. I love it. Yeah, that's what he needs, and that's what can really push him to the next level. Even against guys like Sinner and Alcaraz, I don't know about beating those guys, but it's at least going to give himself more of a chance, and I think he has the game to play that way. Obviously, he's not just going to become a Yannick Sinner type altogether, or an Andre Rublev type. He can't just completely change his game, but I think he has room in his game to do that. And he's a guy who's always, trying to improve. Even in 2022, I mean, he was playing amazing at the start of the year, and even still, he improved his backhand so much throughout that season. And I don't know. I think we'll still see Ruud adding more and more into his game, which is why I think he's one of the more exciting players on the tour to kind of follow the journey of. That goes in the net, so 30 all here. Chance for Ruud to get back to even the set. Ruud also said that his goal is to win. It's a good point from Humbert there. Gets to 40-30. Sorry, guys, for any kind of technical difficulties. I'm going to look at how I'm showing up on the stream. Try to fix that up. If there are any problems. 40-30, Humbert with the serve. Serve, Humbert standing way out near the doubles alley. Forehand, Humbert down the line. Forehand, Ruud. There's a lob way up high. Humbert backs up. Goes for a forehand down the line. Back into Ruud. Forehand of Humbert. It's in the net. Got stuck in the net, in fact. So we're at deuce now. We are at deuce. Maybe he figures the window's closing after a certain age. Winning big tournaments is harder to do. Yeah, for sure. If he can't win a Slam Masters, would be okay. So Ghost won't treat him bad. Yeah, well, yeah, I would at least love to see him win a Masters, because that's definitely has potential for a Masters title, Ruud. That's quite clear. He actually said something above 250, so I think he may be happy if he wins a 500, but 1,000 would be better, obviously. Good point about his age, Ghost. Yeah, I mean, I still think he's got time, though. I still think he's got time. Casper doing Casper things. Casper will break back. He's at break point. I struggled to see either of these guys beating Joko. Well, the way Casper's playing at the start of this match felt quite, encouraging. And if Djokovic is not fully fit, you never know in Monte Carlo. But I would agree. I mean, yeah, Djokovic will be a massive favorite. But I don't know on clay courts. I almost would say that if Ruud playing the way that he played for the first set and like a half, I could most easily imagine beating Djokovic at Monte Carlo between these two guys. That version of Casper. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that I would much easier imagine that, in my opinion, honestly, rather than in the zone Hugo Humbert on clay courts. I just don't think Novak is elite on clay. I mean, he's elite on every single surface. He's elite on clay as well. It's not like, and he's won this tournament twice. I mean, he's He's really motivated this year. I think that Hugo, who's not as comfortable on clay, I just don't know if he has the game to really, really hurt Novak as much on clay courts. He probably has to really feel like he has to push with his shots to make any kind of leeway, the aggressive way that he likes to play. It's not like he's just going to be fully comfortable just trying to out-rally you on clay courts. That's a backhand into the net, so it's deuce. I think the best chance is Casper playing the aggressive kind of forehand games, rallying with Novak all over the court, tiring Novak out. It's at least imaginable for me. I'd go as far as that. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's the best, easiest to imagine. Can't figure out why Ruud has suddenly declined the second set. Maybe we should credit those Humbert adjustments Matthew was talking about. Yeah, it's partially that. Also, I literally just think Ruud's level and intensity has dropped a little bit, which is unfortunate, but it's like the dips and ups and downs of a tennis match. It's a little bit unfortunate in this big of a moment for his level to drop that in such a big way, but I think that's what happened. Backhand, that goes wide again, so it's advantage to Humbert. But once again, that's what we were seeing all the time last year from Ruud, so not that surprised. Oh no, it's Stefanos versus Casper, right? No, Steph's taking on Yannick. Lex. Novak. Advantage to Humbert, who's got game point. Long second serve. Second serve, Humbert. Out wide, back into Ruud. The forehand of Humbert, back into Ruud. Forehand of Humbert, back into Ruud. Again, the forehand of Humbert. Once. Put away this game. Should tell Lexi I'm in Ruud fam now. That he's discovered his masculinity, liking Viking Street Brawler Ruud long time. Don't even know what that means. I hope Casper wins MC. Yeah, Lexi, it would be great. It would be really, really great to see him do really well at a Masters. To that extent, I'd love to see it. Love to see it because he doesn't get any kind of credit that, in my eyes, he deserves. He gets it from some people, but not from a lot. Backhand of Humbert down the line to the backhand of Ruud. That's pretty short, though. Forehand of Humbert. Backhand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert. Backhand of Ruud. Back to the forehand of Humbert. Humbert definitely is playing with a lot more loopy kind of topspin balls. But he's not comfortable playing that way, and that's a backhand long. And isn't that just the kind of, I think the defining kind of thing of this match right now is Humbert is having to do things that he's not comfortable doing. Ruud has so many ways of playing on clay courts that he's very comfortable with. Humbert is having to play in ways that he's not comfortable with, and that is why Ruud is still the big favorite here. But you got to give it up to Humbert for trying these different stops, even if it doesn't work out. And this is a good run for him. I haven't looked, but I think this is the first time he's reached the quarterfinal of a clay Masters. In fact, I'm actually not sure that that's true, but it's still a great run from him. Back in lob, swinging volley. Oh, Ruud is there again. Slice lob, smash. That's too good. Only Alcaraz would have hit some ridiculous greatest shot of all time forehand down the line from that smash. For everybody else like Casper, it was impossible to get to. Great smash put away. It was kind of amazing Ruud got that first one back, but too good. Too good. Flirty. Novak is a master of manipulation. That's why I like him. He can make it appear struggling. That's why I got Casper the last time they met in a slam. He definitely pulls out all the stops. I mean, he's trying to be the best of all time, and he's doing whatever he can. He puts his all to win the matches. You can say that. Did Lexi say Nadal had pulled out of Barcelona? Nadal, yeah, not Nadal, but Nadal. Yeah, but no, it's not true. Rafa's still in Barcy. as far as everyone is concerned. All right, breakpoint number 3 here for Casper, but it's all good. There are different sources flying around with different things. You gotta hear from Rafa, I think. That's a great forehand from Humbert. So we're at deuce. We are at deuce. More than 10 minutes long, this game. Lexi, that's the exact reason I dislike Djokovic. Yeah, and that's fair as well. Serve Humbert out wide for, and Ruud gets it again somehow. Just not missing any first serve return. Smash put away. Ruud is currently playing like an Alcaraz type, just getting all of the shots back off the serve. It's crazy. At least getting a racket on everything right now. He's so crafty and quick, Casper. My boys are Rafa and Andre. Nice. Those are good ones too. I really like Novak. For me, he's one of the nicest players on tour. Can say whatever say about him, but I would always see the magic of his play. He plays almost perfect. It's you have to marvel at it. As a player who plays tennis, that's even possible to do some things he does. I definitely like Novak as well, but I can understand. I mean, everybody's got favorites. I need a Gaul to name his firstborn Rafa. That's funny. That would be good. Backhand of Ruud. The forehand of Humbert. Is that called out? Or is that good? I think it's called... What is the call here? It's game, right? Winner? Yeah, game for Humbert. He hits a great slamming winner down the line. Now, it'd be great if Nagal goes with Novak. Novak Nagal. Confuse everybody. No, Rafa would be good. And he plays tennis, gets to world number 1. Rafa Nagal. Didn't Nadal name his son Rafa? So then you could have Rafael Nadal Jr. playing Rafa Nagal in the final French Open in 2044. That would be funny. I'm not wrong, am I? Nadal named a son Rafael Nadal. All right, 15 love here for Casper. Still staying close. Backhand. The backhand of Ruud. Forehand Humbert. That's in the net. Yes, the nicest master manipulator on tour. LOL. I mean, Novak definitely plays mind games. I think even with some of the things he says outside the court, he's definitely playing mind games, which you got to respect how the audacity of that Novak, how he holds himself, especially off court nowadays. Just posting on Instagram the what was it? Enjoying the orchestra or whatever. Like he's doing him, and he's just enjoying being the greatest player of all time. So, you know, it's whatever. But, I mean, with some of the things he says, like the fact, like, hey, maybe I'll win the Olympics in 2028, or I still want to win slams when I pass 45. I don't know that that's mind games. I mean, Novak is somebody who could actually mean those things, but I could just as easily imagine that most of the reason he's saying those things is to scare the rest of the competition. Be like, Center Alcaraz, I'm going to be here winning slams for the next 10 years. And it scares him because you can imagine it. All right, 40 love here for Casper. Serve Casper down the line. Backhand Humbert into the net. 4-3. We'll see how... we'll see if Casper can make any leeway in the set. Must see very different things when we see Novak. I find him to be cringe and phony. Fair enough. Of course, 0 over Rafa. I would cheer on Rafa. Nice. Yeah, Lexi, Rafa is your absolute number 1, right? Or I guess you said Steph in the last stream, so either Steph or Rafa. Novak was one of my subjects before. I studied him for a project we made in college, so back to his roots and all. Nice. That sounds like an interesting project. I love doing projects on things that you like are really, are very close to like your absolute prime kind of interests, whether it's sports or something. Like that's always fun to do and it can still be really, interesting or important, but just about something sports related or movie related or something. It's always interesting to do that. It's teenager in Mumbai coming up. It's gonna be the next big thing in tennis. I believe his name is Rod Perfecker. Very graceful. He sounds good. He sounds like he's gonna win Wimbledon 8 times. Of course, Rafa's my main man. He's the reason why I follow tennis. I even had a signed picture of Rafa. I have Roger is my favorite forever, but that's about as much as I have. That'll be great. Keep it when when we're commentating, we keep it quite unbiased. So, but I think everybody wants to see Rafa back. That's for sure. But yeah, Roger is my number one for sure. Forehand Ruud to the backhand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. Backhand of Humbert down the line. Backhand slice of Ruud. The forehand of Humbert. Forehand Ruud down the line. Forehand of Humbert. Backhand slice of Ruud. Just over the net. Backhand slice of Humbert. Backhand of Ruud. Cross score. Forehand of Humbert. That goes wide. Love 15. Ruud trying to get some momentum here to start off this game. PhD in Buffy the Vampire Slayer like we do in the USA. Humbert. Still going to be tough for Humbert to close out this set. Humbert has to be aggressive, but his flash shots carry greater risk. Ruud is just much more consistent. I mean, he's been consistent throughout the. But yeah, Humbert is definitely the more low percentage between the two. And I just don't think Clay likes his game as much as it likes Ruud's. The Clay does not favor Humbert's game as much as it favors Casper's. But we'll see if Humbert can close it out because he's in a good position now. Part of that's been to do with Ruud, that bad service game at was it 2-2 to be broken out love, and now he's fine. Order in the court. Ruud is going to have to step back up here. This has been a match of two tails. Ruud was entirely outplaying Humbert. And I'd say A+. So now Humbert's turned the tables. Forehand chip. Forehand Humbert. That's a great shot. Ruud is not really doing much of anything at this point. He's finding himself way behind the baseline. Humbert is finding ways. Now that Humbert has a much better shot tolerance, problem on clay as well. Are winning matches and are in the mental zone of winning matches, you're going to Hey, sorry about that, guys. I think I was cutting out a little bit towards the end of my computer crashed a little bit. Sorry for technical difficulties. Hopefully I'm coming in clean now. It's Ruud serving here. He hit a great forehand there. Now it's a backhand to the backhand of Humbert, who hits a great shot down the line. Humbert is fully dictating at this moment. And your internet's spotty. Yeah, I crashed a little bit. Hopefully it's better now. I kind of restarted the Wi-Fi. And hopefully it's going to be better now. Apologies for that. Apologies for that. Anthony, are you implying Humbert is a hard court guy? Hard court and grass court. Clay court is not going to be his specialty. I would not say so. Oh, Anthony's gone. Man down. He'll be back, I'm sure. Yes, I am back. Sorry for that. I will always be back. I will always try to be back. Appreciate you guys sticking around. Shout out all the mods, by the way. Like Zerfine, everyone. Appreciate all the members in the chat and everybody who's joined in so far. We're at 40-30 here with Casper. We'll see if Humbert can close out the set. That's a serve down the tee. I thought this was going to be a great match. It's turning out to be quite a good match so far. Yeah, apologies for technical difficulty. I'm back now. Ruud kind of screwing himself with Nole by playing these extra stats. Oh, absolutely. I know he's in shape, but he'll need every advantage to get past with Joker. I fully agree. I completely agree with you, Ghost. Yeah, he also played last week in Estoril. Got to the semis of Estoril, lost to Pedro Martinez. So, yeah, I fully agree. If he could finish this off in straights, it'd be way better for Casper. I'm not saying I don't know if it's going to be a make or break kind of situation, but I mean, I'm still assuming Ruud is going to win. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know if assuming is the right word, but I'm highly guessing that he will. I think, I think that Humbert will win this. Sorry, that Ruud will win this match. We'll see how Humbert can do. He's playing well at the moment. Hey, what's up, Max? Good to have you in here. What's up? Appreciate you joining in. I saw the series Buffy the Vampire Slayer being mentioned in chat earlier. LOL. Oh, yeah. Yeah, chat's been talking about a lot of different things. Don't know why Buffy was mentioned, really, but with Sarah Michelle Gellar. I don't think I've even seen 10 seconds from Buffy in my life. I've never watched that show. But let me know if it's good. I've never watched that show. There are some early shows from like, what was it? Was that like early 2000s? There are some shows from the early 2000s I absolutely love. Like Firefly is amazing. The West Wing is great. What else? Lost is my favorite show of all time. Lost is critically underrated. And I know Lost is super famous and popular, but I'm just saying, like, at this moment, I don't think it's mentioned enough in like conversations around like greatest shows of all time. Lost is, for me, by far my favorite show of all time. So there's some shows from like late 90s, early 2000s I love, but I don't think I've even watched one scene or one line from Buffy in my life, which is quite weird, but I'll watch it. Backhand. That hits the tape. Ruud. Oh, Ruud can't get there. So 15 love. If you like Firefly, you'll like Buffy, same guy behind it. Okay, nice. Yeah, I gotta check it out. Lost kind of started the drama series. Absolutely. The original. We wouldn't have had all these serialized dramas without it. Whereas Anthony, I'm here now, Lexi. Yeah, my internet was bad, but I'm back. Apologies for that again, but I'm back here now, Lexi. 30 love. 2 points away is Humbert from the set at 30 love. Humbert finding much better ways of dictating. They've switched positions in the court as Humbert is right on top of the baseline. Doing way better. That's a double fault, though. Or sorry, so is that double fault or a let? Sorry, I was watching with sound off. I think that's a let, actually. So it's going to be another serve here. My bad. Another serve coming here at 30 love. That's an ace. 40 love. It's 40 love. 40 love. 1 point away from 6-4. Serve from Humbert. That serve goes just wide. Second serve. Second serve here from the Frenchman trying to finish this off, push us to 3 sets. Serve out wide, back in Ruud. Cross court, that's a shank. One saved. One saved. You never know. You never know. You really never know. 40-15. But Humbert is 1 point away still from taking the second set. My prediction was Ruud in 3. We'll see if it happens. Serve for goes out from Ruud with the backhand. So it is 6-4 for Hugo Humbert in the second set. After a rally of about 5 or 6 shots, it's a backhand from Ruud that goes wide. Humbert has found a way on the clay courts to really kind of take advantage here. Play more on top of the baseline, do what better in these rallies. So that's very good. What's your favorite U.S. comedy series of all time? I'm not even going to lie. I'd probably say Parks and Rec. I could say The Office or Arrested Development or It's Always Sunny or, something like that. But honestly, Parks and Rec is probably my favorite. I love Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec is hilarious. I love the characters. There's so many endlessly funny and rewatchable moments. And I love Parks and Rec. Also depends if you count like animated shows. Like, is Rick and Morty like a comedy or like what's considered a comedy? Like, also Impractical Jokers is quite funny. What's the name of that other show? Nathan For You is quite hilarious. Like, there's some shows to name there. Best U.S. comedy series, The White House Press Room. Hilarious year after year. They never miss. Absolutely. Just self-writing comedy. I agree. SNL, Saturday Night Live. Lexi, I can't. I don't know. I don't really understand the Friends hype that much. A lot of my friends love Friends, but mine would be Big Bang Theory. Okay. But I know some people are obsessed with Friends, so if you like it, that's cool. I guess I need to watch it with somebody who likes Friends so I can really understand what people are like really obsessed with that show for. But SNL, Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live had some great moments back in the day. For serious stuff, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, yeah. Dr. House, Dexter, CSI, Squid Game, and The Bear. Those are all great shows. I love The Bear. Squid Game was fantastic. I'm really excited for season 2 of that. Dexter was a great show back in the day. I didn't love Game of Thrones as much as most people did. I watched it through like 3 years ago. I didn't quite get it like a lot of people did. I appreciate that it was a great kind of adrenaline rush. I really enjoyed I enjoyed the run of watching it, and there's some great moments. Season 4 was amazing, but I personally don't think it belongs in the conversation with like a Breaking Bad. I thought Breaking Bad is way better. And I'd say the same thing for a show like Lost or, some other shows as well, for me personally. But yeah, those are some really good ones. Yeah, I'm thinking of some other. Sherlock is quite good back in the day. I love Sherlock. I love Doctor Who, but that's like a personal favorite for me. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a great show. Gravity Falls, but those are like kid shows, but those are still great shows. I'm thinking of other stuff because I'm going on a blank of everything that I like, but I'll think of more. Not seen Parks and Rec. Curb, Your Enthusiasm is fantastic. Actually, I'm gonna go with Curb. I totally forgot about Curb. Seinfeld is fantastic too. I forgot about Curb and Seinfeld. All-time favorite, Seinfeld. Current favorite, probably a tie between Curb and Parks and Rec, or at least a favorite of the last like 10 or 15 years. 2.5 Men. I haven't watched that much of 2.5 Men. The Office. The Office is good as well. The Office is good too. I love the UK version of The Office. I find that one almost like, if not funnier, I find it just as funny as the American version. Some of it. Ricky Gervais is hilarious. So. Crowd booing or something. I don't know exactly what's going on. Is there some Not sure what's exactly going on, but Ruud is taking the court here. Gonna look at the stats so far before we keep going here. Match stats so far. Both guys doing pretty decent on serve. Ruud being able to break Humbert's serve 3 times, while Humbert's broken twice, but still, we're at a set apiece. And also, Humbert's broken on both of his break point chances, which is a good sign for Hugo. Not a great sign for Casper. Right now, we're at 24 winners, 15 errors. So very, very even stuff between the two. A big key will be to see how Casper shows up in this third set. Because if Casper shows up with the level he had up until 2-0 in the second, I kind of think that Hugo won't be able to deal with it. But like Matthew was saying in the chat, Hugo's switched up a lot of things. I don't think Hugo is back on court yet. Casper is currently practicing his serves. It's been a rather quick couple of sets too, by the way. We've only been here for like an hour and 26 minutes. And Lost, I love that series. Lost is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Lost is my favorite show. For sure. Arcane, I love Arcane. Arcane is phenomenal. I'm quite big on animation, honestly, but there's some really good shows. I'm blanking on everything that I like, but Humbert is still, I think, Humbert is still on his break, on his bathroom break, but he's not back yet. The crowd is going crazy. It's a crazy atmosphere right now. I think the umpire is calling for to say something to Casper. Casper can't even hear him because of the crowd. $30 for Humbert to walk back on court, or else it's going to be a violation. I haven't watched the Yannick and Holger match, but looking at the scoreline, Holger definitely had that fighting spirit in him. I mean, say what you will about Holger, he will fight well in matches, even when the crowd is against him. I kind of realized that last year, because for a while I was like, Holger, altogether, his mentality, I was saying, is not, he has a lot to be desired, but I was looking at the matches, and he's had a lot of matches where he's fought really well to fight back. Even if he doesn't win the match, he's really good at fighting back in matches. We saw that against Dimitrov. And we see that a lot. So what are everyone's thoughts on Steph versus Sinner? Yeah, let me know in the chat. What are you guys thinking with Steph versus Sinner? Because, by the way, Humbert now walking back to the court, but I think that a lot of boos from the crowd as Humbert walks back on court. But it's also a little bit different. It's kind of weird because he just won the set. I think boos would be even louder if he had just lost the set and he took the slog, but I think it's going to be a time violation. I think you get, or it's like maybe it's just like a regular code. I think a code violation. I thought he was going to get it. It said 30 seconds or something. Humbert just got back on court. He's already fist bumping to his box. I guess just trying to pump himself up. It looked funny, but he's like, I don't know. Anyway, the crowd is booing. He just does a fist bump for no reason. All right, here we go. Casper at the line to serve. Let's play out a great third set. Forehand, the forehand of Casper, backhand of Humbert, the backhand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert, the backhand of Ruud down the line, back to Humbert, back cross court. That goes out. 15 love for Casper, starting off this third set. Starting off the third set hot. 15 love, that's the goal. Ghost, you're just wild, man. You're wild. I like WandaVision too. I haven't. WandaVision was pretty good. I love the Doctor Strange movie that came out of it. I thought that was one of the best Marvel movies, even though it was in Phase 4. I didn't love Phase 4, but I loved that movie. Sam Raimi is an amazing kind of director. He does a lot of horror stuff, and I thought it was great. But overall, obviously, for me, I didn't get into a whole lot of Marvel shows. Oh, sorry. So yeah. Sorry, that was my ringtone there. 30 love. Here in this third set. First serve is let. I kind of think this is going to be an incredible third set, by the way. Big clash of styles from both of them. That's what I knew was going to happen in this match. And the way Humbert started playing, if Ruud is going to match his play, then it's going to be quite amazing. It's a big match for Casper. There's a big difference between quarterfinal losing to Humbert and semifinal losing to Djokovic in Monte Carlo, or, you know, getting even further than that. Who knows? But I kind of get the feeling this is a big match for Ruud. Forehand, the backhand of Humbert, backhand of Ruud to the forehand of Humbert, back cross court, backhand of Ruud, backhand of Humbert down the line. That goes just wide, or it's called just wide. It is wide. 40 love for Ruud. 40 love for Ruud. I kind of think the crowd aggro gave Holger a little boost. Oh, it absolutely did. He's got a little bit of that Novak in him. Crowd boos. He likes it. He absolutely has that little Novak devil sitting on his right shoulder, just saying, it's okay. It's okay. Give it right back to the crowd. Win the match anyway. He definitely likes it. It kind of boosts his kind of thing. It's kind of like a Jimmy Connors or Daniil Medvedev kind of thing. Djokovic, Runa now. They don't mind it. It gives them motivation. Sinner in straight sets. Yeah, I've got Sinner in. I'll take Sinner in straights as well. I just think Sinner is in another level at the moment. Steph in 3. Wow, Joe. Joe, I respect your predictions. You've gotten a few. So that'll be interesting. We'll see. Steph likes Monte Carlo. He's like 85% win rate here. So, but I'll take Sinner in 2. Ruud was up a set in a break. Yes, a set in 2-0. It was right around when you joined in, Maynor. I think that it kind of fell apart for him, but you're good. Have the crowd forgotten that Humbert is French? It is kind of a weird moment here. I need to watch that series, Community. Community is hilarious. I've laughed out loud many a times at Community. It's a very unique sitcom, I think. Backing down the line is very good. 15 love. Sinner probably got the perfect test today. Hasn't been tested in a while, so the match today put him in greater shape to face Steph. Yeah, I agree. And I said that before the Ruud match. I was like, man, this is a perfect kind of test on clay courts for Sinner. So, win or lose. So I'm happy that he got it. Ruud wins the set. Very confident about that. I agree. He's the more comfortable on the surface. And I think he's going to be hella motivated. I'm hungry. I forgot to eat. Go eat, Lexi. Go eat. Serve. The forehand of Ruud down the line is a great shot. Forehand. The backhand of Humbert. We're going do side. Forehand to backhand. Now it's a backhand lob. Smash Humbert. Back to Ruud, who's at neutral somehow. Forehand. Humbert, drop shot. Oh, it's bad. It's in the bottom of the net. 30 all. Cooking burger is nice. Hope you have chicken nuggets to eat. Yeah, hell yeah. Steph in 3. That's interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Do you think Novak can beat Jannik if they meet in the finals? Can he? Yes. What I predicted? No. I would take Jannik. Well, we'll see. It depends on how Novak plays against whoever wins here. And it depends on how Jannik plays against Steph. If Novak is at his best, then it's going to be hard for anybody to beat him, even Jannik. But are we going to get that? I just don't know. I would bet on Jannik for sure. I would take Jannik. I think that Novak, even his fitness is a worry at the moment. He hasn't loved these conditions here for many years. He got here early. He's been practicing in them. It's not like Jannik is that comfortable here either in these, super slow conditions on clay, but he's been playing amazing, and I just think he's the more confident of the two at the moment. Novak will have that kind of revenge thing, but also Jannik has a mental leg up at the moment. That would be a really interesting match if they play. It would be almost 50-50 if Novak is playing really a very high level. For Humbert to keep hitting those aggressive flat shots so close to the lines, I don't see happening. Yeah, for him to maintain it, I agree. It feels like he's had to come out of his skin to keep playing this way and to get the leg up. So I think Ruud is going to raise his level a little bit. I don't see Humbert sustaining it to this extent. So I agree with you. But let's see. Tsitsipas beat Rublev to win Monte Carlo. Yes, that was 2021, I'd like to say. So serve from Ruud, that's in the net. Nice. Hasn't Tsitsipas won Monte Carlo before? Maybe Joe knows something if Kuroda fam doesn't. Yeah, he's won it twice. So maybe. It's certainly possible. Clay is definitely not Sinner's fave surface. Absolutely not. Backhand Humbert, it's in the net. 15 love for Ruud. Backhand of Humbert to the forehand of Casper. Backhand of Humbert. The backhand of Casper, forehand of Humbert. Backhand of Casper, forehand of Humbert again. Right back to the backhand of Casper. Backhand of Ruud down the line. Backhand slice of Humbert. The forehand drop shot of Casper. Humbert runs. That's a lob. Oh, lands just out. Ruud left it, and it lands just long behind the baseline. It's heating up. Yeah, Joe, it is. Absolutely. It's getting fun. Some big forehand hitting from both now. Definitely exciting. It's part of the reason I like clay the least. Punishment when taking risks is much higher than on hard / grass. Interesting. Damn, that was a poorly worded sentence on my part. Oh, sorry. No, you're good, Ghost. I remember Sinner saying something about playing on clay surface a few days ago. Yeah, well, Sinner will definitely get better on clay over time. I agree. I think it's going to stay his worst surface, but his movement is so good, and I just think he's going to be able to adapt to any surface across the board. Especially with the skill set, he's adding in so many different things into his game, and his shot tolerance is way better than ever. I mean, he's not just whacking early ball forehands for no reason and just missing them. That's just not a thing that's happening at this point. So he's going to get better and better on clay. I like tennis on clay the most. More tennis, more play. That's fair. Backhand goes well wide from Humbert, so 40-15 for Ruud. 40-15 for Ruud. Yeah, tennis on grass is my favorite, but I love playing on clay. And clay, I've gotten more and more appreciation for the clay season as the years have gone by, for sure. And they have some of the best Masters tournaments. Monte Carlo, Madrid, and Rome are all fantastic events every year. Hungry, I wish I could buy gyro shaped like Martina Trevisan. That's wild. Thinking about the recent news, the Oregon truck crash releasing 77,000 salmon into the wrong body of water. That's wild. I've never heard that before. That's going to cause some crazy anomaly in nature or something. That's going to create a new species or something. I don't know what's going to happen from that, but that's crazy. 2-1 for 2-1 for Ruud. Ghost, you're my kind of guy. Absolutely. Yes, but it's more loopers, more boring rallies, fewer winners in general. I don't think you get the peaks of a player's potential on that surface. Well, yeah, you definitely have to grind it out more, and you're not going to get rewarded from just, hitting aces or being able to hit the fastest forehand right from the get-go. But I will say on fast, clay does bring out, the physical great and like intensity in rallies, and you have to, you really have to grind it out. The reason I like fast courts is that, it rewards, drop shotting, slices, coming to net, a lot of kind of fun improvisations. That's what I like about faster courts. I just think both are good for different reasons, and they both accentuate a part of tennis in such a unique way, which I think is great. So Ruud has won 30 out of 43 matches on clay that have gone the distance. That's a great stat, Matt. There you go. Ruud winning 30 out of 43 matches, 43 deciding sets on clay courts. Very good stat there to show that. Yeah, very good stat to show that Ruud is confident on the clay. I like long rallies, but AO may be the most exciting slam for me. Wimbledon is definitely my number one, but I just love grass courts. Clay rewards patience. Some players aren't cut out for that grind. Yes, that's true. It rewards patience. It rewards being, high IQ, being able to build out the points well, having a lot of skills from the back of the court that are just so good. It rewards an incredibly good defense, whereas grass awards great offense. So Forehand of Ruud to the backhand of Humbert. That goes out. So love 15 for Ruud. Let's see if Ruud can step up here. Rather, I appreciate all y'all guys joining in, like always, for Quality Shot streams. Ghosts, Zeraphine, Joe, Lexi, Sean, Matthew, Max, Lexi, Maynor. Appreciate all y'all joining in, like always, for the streams. Wish we could have done some of the earlier ones, but we'll be back for a lot more. And this has turned out to be a very good one. That's a forehand into the net. So it is love 30. I can't wait for a grass 1000 tournament. Yeah, we need it. We definitely need one on grass. High IQ, I'm going to have to challenge that, Anthony. This is a sport. If y'all want to play chess, play chess. No. Tennis is a strategy game. Robin Williams said it. Tennis is chess played at 90 miles an hour. It's a thinking game. A lot of it is. I mean, it's becoming less and less that, to be honest, a bit. But I like that part of tennis. We're at 15:30. I like that part of tennis, and I think it really makes it, brings out the individual aspect of tennis, which I think makes it stand out and unique as well, honestly. Serve from Hugo. Oh, down the line is a great serve. Forehand, Humbert. Backhand of Ruud, down the line. Oh, it's a 360 volley. Backhand Ruud. That's a great shot cross court. That's not an easy point to win. Humbert was way out wide, like he was going to hit a serve out wide. He goes down the line with a perfect shot down the line. I'm not even positive Ruud's backhand down the line was going in, but it probably was. It was good Humbert hit it because it was too close. And 360, that was a great point from Ruud there. Found some way to win. Hell yeah. Ruud with a great rally there. Awesome play. Backhand Ruud. Forehand Humbert. That's in the net. And it does fall apart for Humbert, who really had to maximize and push himself out of his skin to really excel on the dirt and on these courts against Casper, who was playing amazing. Shout out to Humbert for even doing that. And it's not like he's a bad player on clay, but it's definitely where he's not the most comfortable. And it's Casper who's looking for another semifinal in a clay Masters. Forehand of Ruud into the backhand of Humbert. Cross court, that goes out. By the way, guys, crazy stat. Hugo Humbert, this is only his third quarterfinal of a big tournament. Period. That's crazy to me. Actually, no, fourth. He also reached the quarterfinal of the Olympics. But fourth. This is his fourth quarterfinal of a big tournament. And he's never made it past the quarterfinal of a big tournament. That is stunning to me. Hugo Humbert has never made it past the quarterfinal of a big tournament. Reminds me of Alex de Minaur before Canada last year. Had also very similar stats to this. Hopefully Humbert can figure it out, kind of like de Minaur. Backhand slice Ruud. Forehand of Humbert. Backhand to Ruud again. Now he's hitting the more kind of loopy shots. Forehand of Humbert. Backhand to Ruud. Down the line, backhand slice Humbert. The forehand of Ruud. Cross court. That's a great forehand. That forehand has been top notch. Great stuff. And yeah, this is Humbert's first quarterfinal of a big tournament on clay courts. So great run from him either way. Honestly. Actually, in 4 appearances, this is the first time Humbert has not lost in the first round of Monte Carlo. Actually, he even played the qualifying in 2019, lost in the second round. So good stuff from him to make the quarterfinals here. He definitely likes the faster courts better. So solid. Very, very solid stuff. Forehand of Humbert to the backhand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert. Again, backhand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert down the line. It's a big strike. It's a lightning bolt through the court. It's a lightning bolt on grass courts. Huge forehand. Tennis. But yeah, I think it's a dog whistle called a thinking man's game. Baseball pitchers and NFL quarterbacks have the same or greater cognitive load too, and they're often Max, come on, Casper. Yep. Backhand slice. Humbert. Drop shot. Forehand of Ruud. Down the line. Oh, that's a great volley from Humbert. Gets a 30 all. It was nice to see Shelton winning a clay title last week. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that's a huge kind of result for Shelton on a surface that he great result for Shelton on a surface that he's struggled with so far. I'm excited to see how Shelton adapts the grass courts too. Forehand, that goes long out of nowhere. We're at 30-40 from 30 all. $30-40 here, break point for Humbert. Backhand of Ruud. The forehand of Humbert down the line. Forehand of Ruud defending. Humbert dictating. Humbert forehand down the line. Backhand Ruud. Goes behind Humbert. Oh, it's this weird kind of two-handed shot behind him. Oh, that's a great forehand. What a point. Point in the match so far. Point in the match so far. Point in the match so far. All right, we're at deuce here with Ruud. First serve hits the tape. It's a big moment here in this match. Backhand, forehand of Ruud, forehand of Humbert, the forehand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert down the line, forehand of Ruud defending, sliding. That goes out. Break point for Ruud. Sorry, break point for Humbert. Ruud hits a shot out. Break point for Humbert. Advantage to Humbert. Serve down T, backhand Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. Backhand Humbert. Goes out. We're at deuce. We're back at deuce here. We're at deuce here at 3-1. Serve from Ruud. Hits the tape, goes back in his side, or hits the net. Second serve from Ruud. Backhand, Humbert, backhand slice of Ruud. That's on the baseline. Forehand, Humbert, cross court, the backhand of Ruud. Forehand, cross court, forehand, Ruud. The backhand, Humbert, that's in the net. That's good play from Ruud. That's good play from Ruud there. Got it to the backhand of Humbert nicely. Opened up the court well. Advantage to Casper. Forehand, that goes out. Ruud with a very solid hold there to get to 4-1. Ruud is on his way to the Monte Carlo semifinals. I'll look up what Casper's kind of results have been here as well in Monte Carlo, but let's imagine, if you will, sporting priorities were inverted in the U.S. and tennis was number 1 and football was number 5. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely think that they're different, like, you know, that definitely makes sense as to why some people would say, you know, that it's not a thinking man's game, and that makes sense. But I'm just saying, in terms of tennis, like, I just think that the fact that it's so individual just makes it more of a, you know, makes it more of an emphasis on the fact that you really have to think big in the points. And it's all by yourself. I mean, now with the coaching, it's a little bit less, but when it was more one-on-one, it was more of a kind of, you know, it's a very kind of, you know, individual. You have to think for yourself about your strategy and how you're going to play every single point, and what is your one opponent implementing. I mean, you absolutely have to think in other sports too, like American football. But yeah, I mean, and that's fair too. I'm not saying tennis is more of a thinking sport than anything else, but tennis is definitely very much a one-on-one thinking sport. Don't count your chickens yet, Anthony. Yeah, well, he's up 4-1, but we'll see we'll see if he can hold on to it. Humbert has been very tough though. So, I mean, the second set, Ruud was up a break. Was it once or twice? And he got and Humbert fought back. No, he was up a break once, and then Humbert broke him twice in a row. So, you never know. You never know. Forehand of Humbert to the forehand of Ruud. Forehand of Humbert back to the forehand of Ruud. We're going forehand. Neither guy opting for backhands. That goes out. Love 15. Ruud is going to try to run away with this. What's your favorite Masters event, Anthony? Me, this one, Shanghai, actually all the Clay Masters. That's so similar to mine too, Lexi. We're almost the same. Because Shanghai was my favorite one to watch as a kid. That was always my favorite. I actually love the way the courts look. I know some people don't. They also play pretty quickly, which I think has always turned out to have some great shot making. Some great matches back in the day, like Murray, Djokovic, Federer, Wawrinka. There's a lot of others too. But yeah, I mean, I think Songa versus Rafa, I think, was Shanghai 1 year. There's a lot of great matches there. Also, that rally between Murray and Federer. I love Shanghai. And also Rome. Rome is definitely one of my favorites. I love Indian Wells, obviously. Miami, when it was played in Key Biscayne, was one of my favorites, but no longer is Miami. Miami went from being like my second favorite Masters to my least favorite now that it's in Hard Rock. And also the courts look weird. I love the way they looked at Key Biscayne, but I hope Carlos can redeem himself in Barcelona. Yeah, absolutely. Carlos will be back. I think, Carlos will be back. It sucks he had to withdraw. I just hope he's healthy, too. Hope he's healthy for the Madrid defense above anything. All right, love 30 here. Casper trying to run away with this third set. We'll see what Hugo has in him. Serve Casper down the tee. Back into Ruud. Forehand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. Down the line. It's a great forehand passing shot. That forehand's been a 10 out of 10 today, I tell you what. In the middle of that second set, not so much, but that forehand has been an absolute 10 out of 10. Reminds me of Roland Garros last year. Casper was hitting that forehand ridiculous. You can't say anything bad about Casper on clay courts, man. Top 10, top 5 player on clay courts. He's amazing on clay. Backhand of Ruud, kind of defending from Medvedev position, way out wide behind the court. And that goes in the net. So it is 5-1 for Casper with a double break. He's looking to play Djokovic in the next round. Hey, what's up, Powell? Good to have you in here. What's up? Why did Ruud lose a set? I started playing worse, kind of lost his intensity. I felt like Humbert started finding more ways to win rallies and rally better from the back of the court. It was kind of started hitting more kind of loopy shots from the back of the court and more kind of, Ruud was really dictating with the forehand for a large part of the match. But then it was Humbert who was able to start building out the points better and find himself on the baseline and hitting winners, especially off the forehand. So they kind of switched positions for a little bit, but Humbert really had to play out of his skin to do that. Ruud is much more comfortable on the surface, and now it's Ruud who's kind of sprinting away on the slow clay courts. He's sprinting away to a victory on the slow clay. Serve from Ruud to the back end of Humbert. Forehand of Humbert. Cross court forehand of Ruud. Back end of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud down the line. That goes long though. 15 all. That goes long though. 15 all. Once again, guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like always, to Quality Shot Tennis if you haven't already for more streams. We'll be here for more streams of all the big tournaments, like always. And please don't forget to like the stream as well if you are enjoying it. That goes out. So second serve here, Ruud. Can Ruud close this off? Humbert will need 2 consecutive breaks like he did in the second set, but it seems quite unlikely at this point. Forehand Ruud to the back end of Humbert. Back end Ruud, that's in the net. Never say never, though. It's in the net. 15-30. 15-30. It's a big moment in this match. Backhand to the forehand of Ruud. That's a shank. It's 15-40. What is Casper doing right at the finish line? Hugo still staying in it. He's fought very well in this match. Casper looking to get it to his second semifinal at the Monte Carlo Masters. It would be his second Masters tournament where he's reached 2 semifinals after Rome. Rome, he's reached 3 consecutive semis. He's lost in the semis all 3 times, but that's incredibly impressive from Casper. I didn't even realize that. But he's looking for a second semifinal at Monte Carlo. It's 30-40 now. What can Humbert do? Can he stay aggressive? Find ways to be able to be aggressive. Forehand, it's a great shot inside in. Humbert defending, back in lob. Ruud playing a pretty much perfect point to this point. His forehand just stays in. Humbert defending, smash, put away, solid. Casper is at deuce. Can Casper keep this momentum up? Can Casper keep this momentum up? This time last year, Ruud lost to Jan-Lennart Struff in the 3rd round of Monte Carlo. He's in much better form, much better momentum now. That goes long behind the baseline off the forehand. It's a forehand he should have made. There's nothing on the shot from Humbert. Just missed his own forehand. Long, so it's advantage to Humbert. Ruud has trouble closing. Yeah, sometimes he does. Right now, he absolutely is. Comeback starts now. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'll hold this game. Serve from Ruud. Forehand to the back end of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud on that ad side. The forehand of Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. Inside in. That's too good. No racket is getting on that shot. Deuce. Deuce. Among the 3 best, Rafa's the most injured player. Oh, absolutely. Novak and Roger's bodies are built not to get injured. Yeah, it's been unfortunate for Rafa. It's been amazing what he's been able to do, even with all the injuries he's had. Absolutely. But all 3 of them have had great longevity. Definitely Rafa's had better longevity than anybody expected for him back in the day. Serdon T is an ace. He's at advantage. Casper Ruud trying to get to the semifinals. Yeah, Novak and Roger had great longevity. Yeah, all 3 of them did, really. But yeah, Novak and Roger in particular are like almost superhuman. Now between Alki and Sinner, it's always Alki. A pattern for Spanish players. Unfortunately, yeah. Dios míos, Casper finished already. Damn it. He's at match point. Back in Humbert. Forehand of Ruud. Back to Humbert down the line. Are you kidding me with that? Get out of here. Humbert just goes for it down the line. Couldn't hit a backhand down the line more perfect than that. Just catches the line. Oh my God. Wow, wow, wow. Deuce. Deuce, deuce, deuce. This is crazy. Serve from Ruud. Backhand of Humbert, forehand of Ruud. Inside out, forehand of Humbert. Web high, that's too good from Ruud. In peak form, who's the best, Nadal, Nole, or Roger? That's a great question. Depends on the surface. Yeah, Rafa on clay, Novak on hard courts, Roger on grass. I mean, it's a decent argument for that. Maybe Roger on indoors as Novak on outdoors hard, but you can make a case for Novak on indoor hard court too. But forehand inside out is too good from Casper. He's through to the semi to take on Novak Djokovic. It felt a little inevitable at times. Casper, his forehand was 10 out of 10, dictating the whole court. A great run from Hugo on a surface he doesn't love that much. But the Norwegian is through to the semis. He will take on Novak Djokovic in a rivalry that has not favored him. No rivalry against Djokovic really favors anybody but Djokovic usually, but unless your name is Yuri Vesely. But that being said, that's going to be good. And let's see how Casper shows up. He kind of blinked at the start of the second set, and Hugo started playing very aggressive and very good. But, yeah. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jerome. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Is Ruud a clay specialist? Too early to tell, maybe. I don't know. Clay specialist is a bit strong because he's had good performances on hard courts as well. Is his best surface clay? Yes. Unabashedly, definitely, yes. Is it by far his best surface? Maybe. Clay specialist is a strong word, but I could see that being used as a term for him. Definitely clay is definitely his best surface, clearly. I'm a Roger fan, but I'd say Rafa. Wow. I wanted to say I'm a Roger fan, but I kind of want to say Novak, to be honest. Novak, the way he played, Joe, 2019 Australian Open versus Rafa, like their performances like that, or like how he played against Roger 2016 Australia, like performances like those that are just like unbelievable. But all of those guys have incredible peaks. I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you. Thank you, Serafine, as well. Appreciate all you guys. Hope everyone has a good day. I'll see you guys at the next one. Who's Casper meeting in the semis? It's going to be Novak, Lexi. It's going to be Novak. All right. Novak, oh no. Going to be a bit torn there. Let's go, Casper. Casper's through. Let's go. 6-1 in the third. He's going to take on Novak next. And that was a great match. Absolutely stellar from him up until 2-0 in the second set. Then he did exactly what he wanted in the third set. Just shows how comfortable he is on the dirt. And yeah, always fun to do these. I'll see you guys at more streams to come. And yeah, see you guys at the next one for more stuff. Monte Carlo.